What's up, you guys? Happy Wednesday. So, hope you're having an amazing day. Got a lot of comments yesterday on my video about fear and love. So, like I said, I'm going to go live all this week and chat about that stuff with you guys. So, I had a lot of questions from people that were like, okay, I see where you're coming from with your story. And they know a lot of my backstory, but then the question was like, sorry, my computer's beeping at me, like, how did you shift that, right? Like, how do I actually, like, if I can understand the concept that I'm coming from fear, how do I practically and actually shift into love? Okay. So what I want to talk about today is really what happened with me that changed everything in my life. So when I started Hungry for Happiness, I was living in my head, right? Everything came from my head. All my anxiety, all my overwhelm, all my stress, all of that stuff was created in my head. And all my problem solving and all of my way that I was showing up in the world was strictly from my head, okay? I've said this a million times in the last year and a half, and I'm going to say it again. Our brains are rooted in fear, okay? Our brains are rooted in fear. Our body holds the answers. So if everything you're doing is thinking logically about things, life, problems, stress, etc., you're going to feel very often like you're in overwhelm, like fear is driving you, like it's hard to move from a place of love and move from a place of intuition. Hi, Katie. Hi, Mindy. Like it's hard to come from a place of intuition and alignment and focus when you're in your head, right? So backstory, 2.5 years ago now, probably, every night, 2 a.m., I was laying in bed worrying about gym stuff, right? The building got sold, rent tripled, like it was real, like this was real stress. But laying in bed worrying about it wasn't helping me, right? Wasn't getting me anywhere. But all I was doing was playing out, what if this, what if that, what if like that was our livelihood, the only source of livelihood we had, what if, to the point where like I would just have feelings of anxiety and just so much stress and whatever. And then I would get up and try to hustle my way out of it, right? Like if I just do more, somehow that stuff's going to like figure itself out. Well, it didn't, right? And so when I started for Hungry for Happiness, I was in a very bad place with my body and my self-image, because what I now know is that I took fear of all the other things that were happening in my life and I turned it back onto my body, because I had been stressing about not liking my body for a solid 25 years, right? So that was easier than facing what was actually going on, right? And so like I just shifted my fears into other places, right? And so I got super OCD about, can I get leaner? Can I get this? Can I that? Whatever. And it had nothing to do with that, right? Like I had no certainty, and we've talked about this a little bit before, but I had no certainty in my life as far as what was going on with the gym. So I was trying to create certainty through like counting my macros, knowing my food, like obsessing about my body, right? Like that gave me something that I could focus on, that I knew how to focus on, right? I knew I was really damn good at watching calories, counting macros, stressing about my body, hating myself. Like I had a really good amount of certainty there. Okay. So what shifted for me was actually getting out of my head and into my body. And the very first meditation we ever did. And when I say meditation, you guys, I feel a lot of people are like, nope, too woo-woo, can't go there, can't turn my brain off, right? There's all these triggers that go off in people. So for us, it was guided meditation. It was like, get quiet, lay down, breathe, because breath is amazing for getting you to get into your body. And the first question was, where do you feel safe in your body? And I was like, nowhere, right? Like I've been at war with my body for years. Like I don't feel safe here. I don't want to be in here. I don't want to see it. I don't want to look at it. I don't feel safe in my body. So I remember being like, okay, the only place I feel safe is my back, right? Like I love pull-ups, kind of good at that. Like that's my jam, right? And so I felt safe in my back, but the whole concept was crazy to me. So as I went through this practice, went through all the resistance of what it was like and what it meant and all that kind of stuff, what I started to realize was that the thing I needed the most was to slow down, okay? For so many of us, life is busy, like busy, right? We all have stuff. We have kids, we have jobs, we have lives, like we're all busy, right? And you can be busy and not be in hustle, right? But I was in hustle. So I was hustling for my worth. I was hustling for my happiness. I was hustling for everything. Like I would get up, I would start listening to Grant Cardone, who's like super masculine energy. And that's the energy I was in. Ride my spin bike, do all this stuff, right? On the pursuit of the better body and more fitness, right? I put the mask on that it was for fitness, but it wasn't, right? It really wasn't. And I would just hustle. Like I thought I could hustle my way out of overwhelm. I could hustle my way into certainty. And I couldn't, right? And so when I had to, because I had to for my program, slow down, I started to realize that like I had no connection to my body. And so I would have these sensations. I didn't actually know what they were because I didn't want to listen to them and I wanted to shove them away and I wanted to just go work my way through it, right? I posted that thing about being a doer. If I just did more, I didn't actually have to feel. I didn't actually have to face the fact that I was scared to death of what was going to happen with the gym. I didn't have to face any of those facts. I could just hustle my way through it and then just know that it would be okay, right? And my whole life I've been a hustler. Like that's just my thing. Like, and I think not I think it's my parents. I think when I was little, it was like, you're little, you have to hustle more in soccer. And like my inner child was like, I'm holding on to that and I'm going to hustle for my worth. Anyway, side note on that whole thing. But what I realized that when I thought I needed to do more and to hustle more and be more, what I actually needed to do was slow down, right? And when I started to slow down, I could actually listen. And I was like, oh, this is what's really going on, right? It has nothing to do with food or my body or whatever. And I could actually have some awareness, hey girl, to know what was really going on. And I could bring light to the scenario. And I could also just let it be, right? Because that's the other thing for most of us is like we're fixers. We just want to fix everything, right? If like, if I feel this pain, I got to fix it, right? And I didn't need to fix it. I just needed to be with it. And so for me, finding a morning routine that actually let me like be with myself and be in my body and feel sensations and pain and anxiety and excitement and happiness and love and joy and like all of the things, right? The good and the bad, the light and the heavy. Like when I actually started to lean into that, then everything started to calm down, right? And so for me too, my morning routine is now meets my need for certainty because I'm certain I can get up every day. I can create whatever I need to create, whether it's journaling, whether it's meditating, whether it's yoga. Like I can create my mood. I can get connected to my intuition. I can listen. I can be quiet enough to listen to what I actually need and what is going on in my life, right? And I can look at the things that are triggering me and I can do all of those things. And that can be my need for certainty. And once I had that morning routine, it allowed me to realize that food was just my need for certainty and that I could meet that in other ways. And it allowed me to say, I can listen to my body and I can trust myself. And that was the other part was when I got connected to my body, I could actually say, okay, this is a physical hunger cue. This is an emotional hunger cue. This is a habit, right? Like I started to be able to discern what was really going on, which when we're talking about, being healthy and happy, like if you don't know the difference between a physical hunger cue and an emotional hunger cue, and you're struggling with food in your body, then that's a really big deal, right? So it allowed me to just find certainty and to find that calm. And for everyone that I've worked with, there's a ton of resistance to meditating, right? Just the word, I talked about that. But for almost everyone that I've worked with, not almost everyone that I've worked with, that finally actually gets into some kind of morning routine. And it doesn't, like, you get to decide, that's the other cool part, is what works for you, right? Is it that you need to get up and stretch? Like for me, that helps so much because I'm super tight. So like I can stretch and meditate kind of at the same time. Sometimes I just need to lay quiet. Sometimes I need to do breath work, right? But decide what works for you. Like just spend 10 minutes of not looking at your phone and not being in that place and just be with yourself. Feel into like, how does your body actually feel? Like, where are you tight? Where are you not tight? Like, what is your intuition telling you? Because what we start to understand, and this is the biggest thing that shifted in me, was like, once I started to listen to my body, I realized I'm very intuitive. And I always have been. And I've made a lot of big decisions based on my intuition. But I made a lot of decisions not based on my intuition because fear, my brain was like, I'm louder. I can tell you that's a bad idea versus actually listening to my intuition. So now I'm able to say, does that feel in alignment? Does that not feel in alignment? Like, is that right for my life? Is it not right for my life? Without letting fear, and we're going to talk about stories later this week, and letting all the stories come into play, I can actually create that calm. I can start my day the way I need to start it. And I'll be honest with you guys, like I am actually busier because now I work for Hungry for Happiness as a mentor in enrollment. I'm building my own other business. Like I'm actually busier than I was, but I'm not in the hustle, right? And so allowing myself to find connection and to create calm has completely changed my life. So my advice for you guys is tomorrow morning, get up 5 minutes early. 5 minutes, okay? I don't even care if you get out of bed, right? Just get up 5 minutes, lay there quietly, or get out of bed and Google, meditation. If you want some meditations, I have like 25 of them that I've made. I'm happy to send you one. I have to text it to you though, just an FYI. Let me know, right? I'll send you one of my guided meditations. They're not scary. Some of them are intention setting, gratitude, like the highest, best version of you. Some of them are deep, but not all of them. But like, give yourself 5 minutes and take some really deep breaths and see if you feel differently, right? Because once you start to know that you can create your internal happiness and your internal climate, then everything in your life will change. So that is my topic about fear. If you can slow down, get into it, you will see that fear might be running your life and that there's a really simple way to shift that into a place of love. So the other thing I want to tell you guys, I'm reading this book, rereading this book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Such a good book. And it's very interesting because I'm in a different place now than I was 2 years ago, and I'm hearing it totally different. But what he said, and I want you guys to think about this, is that fear is just excitement without breath. Okay? Fear is excitement without breath. So if you think about anxiety, fear, and what it feels like in your body, for me, it's this like tight, tingly, my heartbeat goes a million miles an hour. That's the same feeling that I have with excitement, right? But you get to shift the story. And when you breathe into it and you can say, oh, this is awesome, this is so exciting, that changes everything. So I totally love that book, but think about that quote. Fear is just excitement without breath. So anyway, I love you guys. Hey girl, how are you? But yeah, so anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, day 3. I'm talking about fear. Hope you have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.